In previous episodes, we talked about what it means to be a game artist and discussed art styles. Now, we are moving into more detail. What is visual hierarchy and how is it used? If you remember, in the first video, we mentioned that game art needs to be clear and legible. This is exactly where hierarchy comes into play. Visual hierarchy is essentially showing the most important thing first. Naturally, there will be many things on the screen for the player to perceive, but of course, they won't all have the same level of importance. For example, we must be able to distinguish our own character before anything else so we can direct them and interact with the world. Next, we need to be able to identify enemies so we don't die. You need to guide the player through your composition. It's the same in concept art and even in films. They use composition to direct your eye so you understand what is important and what is just a prop. So how do we apply this visual hierarchy? By the power of contrast. We create contrast through color, value, shape, size, and level of detail. Using everything at our disposal to serve this purpose allows us to offer a fluid and clear experience. Now, let's touch on these one by one. When we say value, we are actually talking about the balance between dark and light. Think of it this way. If every part of an image is the same tone, you won't see anything. But by creating contrast through value, you make your visuals more interesting and readable. Once we solve the values, the use of color becomes much more logical. While color and value actually work hand in hand, if you work with values that are very close to each other but change the colors, you can express completely different emotions. Because color is a vast ocean in itself, we won't dive into it in this video. However, many games use sharp color and value contrast to clearly indicate things that are truly important to see. By the way, you can use colors for 1,000 different purposes, beyond just creating contrast. For instance, you can achieve more content variation through color changes, or you can even design a game based solely on colors. For example, Hue is such a game. It consists of puzzles you must solve using colors and levels. Deciding where to put how much detail is also a method of creating contrast. For example, the pillars in Journey that we can climb stood out because they were more detailed than other areas. Another example of detail contrast is what we call atmospheric perspective. Objects in the distance appear less detailed, while we see more detail in things that are closer to us. Moving on to shape and size contrast, creating clear silhouettes with simple shapes and varied scales is very useful when building a visual hierarchy. You can prioritize enemies simply by changing their size, or you can change the scale of the game environment according to the emotion you want to evoke in the audience. For instance, placing players in a tight, narrow corridor can create a sense of being trapped or suffocated. Now, let's look at how this piece tells us a story through its use of contrast. It's clear that this child is an important character. He stands out immediately due to his size. There's also color contrast that helps us read the story. The wolves in the foreground seem to be fighting for him or because of him. Behind him, with less detail and cooler colors, we might be seeing clues about the character's background. Through shapes, we can provide clues about where to look, where the path is, or where danger might come from. It is always better to show and guide this way rather than telling. In the next video, we will detail this further, how shapes and the way we perceive them help us in creating compositions. We will look into that. So, see you in the next video.